Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to Auntie Derek's Daytime Tea, where we discuss the latest celebrity tea in the news. I'm your host, Auntie Derek, and here with me I have my lovely co-host, I Chill. Hey, boo.
Hello, honey.
Hey, and we also have Moon on the mic as well. Hello, gorgeous.
Hey, Auntie.
So, we're gonna start off with some. It looks like today is actually going to be our last May Mayhem, because the next time that we come back for the show, which will be on Monday, it'll be June 2nd. So Mayhem was suggested by Chill, where we honor people who make good trouble within society.
Ooh,
And
ooh.
so that, and I'm actually going to talk about an actress that I really like, and she most certainly did make some good trouble in society because she was the first Black Batwoman to be on TV, and her name is Javisha Leslie. So I'm sharing this link of what a nice biography about her that's on her website, javisha.com. And so Javisha Leslie, as recently featured in Women's Health and Emmy Magazine, exceptionally driven, stunningly beautiful, and charismatic, Javisha Leslie is best known for her breakout series regular on CBS's number one drama, God Friended Me, um, as the quick-witted and level-headed lesbian daughter of Reverend Finer. Javisha can be seen captivating an audience of over 10 million people each week in the US as the most watched freshman series last year, and she can be seen in 265 countries around the globe and in over 65 different languages. Recently, Javisha has been seen stealing on Carl Weber's The Family Business. Returning to the screen this fall, Javisha tackles the lead role in a hilarious new comedy, Always a Bridesmaid, penned by Yvette Nicole Brown, currently hitting the festival circuit ahead of a BET and theatrical release this September. Born in Germany to military parents, Javisha was primarily raised in PG County, Maryland. Uh, with a passion of, with a passion for performing early on, Javisha started small and talent shows, going on to perform leading roles in plays and live poems, all while keeping up with an early love for fitness and track. From senior year high school president, she went on to historically black college, Hampton University, what they call the real HU, where she appeared in several productions, including Seven Guitars, For Colored Girls, and Chicago. Following graduation, she took on a job while working in DC, helping soldiers and their families, all while producing her own play and starting to test the waters with hosting. When she landed her first agent, she knew she wanted to pursue acting and the performing arts as a career full time. So she left her job, packed up, and set out with her sights on Los Angeles. Without any friends or family in the city and just a month living in LA, Javisha was discovered working the booth of a pop up shop event that catapulted her acting journey. She quickly gained major visibility with the Lifetime movie Killer Coach in 2016, which only continued to propel her forward with the TV series Chef Julian and her recurring appearances on CBS's MacGyver reboot. As if that wasn't enough to keep Javisha busy, she starred as a lead in Carl Weber's The Family Business alongside acting vet Ernie Hudson on BET, consistently ranked as one of the top 10 cable shows on TV during its run. Up next, Javisha will be seen lighting up the screen in the lead role, Yvette Nicole Brown, Always a Bridesmaid, in September, like we just mentioned earlier. As driven, philo- uh, this word is going to kick my ass, y'all, philanthropically. I didn't even know that could be used that way.
Me
Um,
neither.
I guess as a driven philanthropist, that's what I'm going to say. As a driven
Yeah, say
philanthropist,
that.
as she is in her career, she has started an annual charity drive to give back to youth in her community. This year, collecting donations of sports items via her charity. The Chandler Foundation, splitting her time between LA and New York City. When Javisha isn't filming, she spends her free time planning her next charity event, spending time with her dog, Judah, and staying fit through her passion for fitness and vegan diet. She better be a vegan. I know that's right. That's why she looks so good
Okay.
and the skin so
I was
clear.
gonna say she's so pretty.
Hmm. Look, that's how her ass was able to move out to LA. This girl is so gorgeous. She was able to move out to LA, work at some pop up shop. Somebody come and was like, "Damn, girl, you gorgeous. Let me put you in a movie." And then from there, she been. Now, I have never seen the Family Business as of yet. Um, but I hear it's a really, really
I
good show,
have.
and it is. You have, and it's on my
Hmm.
watch list.
Good.
It is good.
I mean, it's kind of Tubi-ish,
You know,
with
that's
all.
my alley.
I know, with all the the violence they have, the shootings,
Alley?
like.
You mean your
But
avenue?
yeah, but I enjoy watching it because it's black people.
Yes, and girl, you know I'm from Durham, honey. I don't know the difference between the alley and the avenue.
It's the main street. It's your main street.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that makes
Yes.
sense. But I noticed that her bio did not mention anything about Batwoman. She was literally the first black Batwoman. Because how this it started first with what's that girl name? Ruby something. She was the first one to do it. There was some drama behind the scenes where the cast really didn't rock with her like that. So they ended up replacing her, and then they made they brought Ryan Wilder, the character, who is the first black Batwoman. So yeah, and she did that, and that character was gay. So that
She's beautiful.
she's gorgeous, honey. And now you can see her on the show High Potential. That's a really, really good show that comes on ABC about like a woman she started as a janitor, but she has a really high IQ. So she's a consultant for the detectives because she can see things that Ruby Rose. Thank you, Hammy. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, she was the first black Batwoman. But now Javisha can be seen on High Potential, which I would recommend. I do enjoy the show. And it has that fine ass Daniel Sajada. Mm-mm. Ain't but one, honey.
Yeah, she's gorgeous in Family Matters. They be dressing it. It's good drama. It's too.
Where's the streaming?
Is it Netflix or
I,
Max? I can't remember.
Okay. I got
I think
both
they
of
may
them
have it on
upset.
Netflix, but I know for sure I believe it's on BET Plus as well if you have that.
Family Matters.
Hmm.
Family Business.
Oh,
Yeah,
family
Family Business.
business.
Hmm.
And chill, I'm actually surprised. So I'm happy to know that you watched that show because that lady from Beyond the Gates, Trisha Mann Grant, who
Hmm.
plays Leslie, I hear she's in that show as well, and she does good in that also. But I learned in real life she's actually married to Tony Grant. You know, he's the lead singer of the Temptations.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah,
that's
it's a
hot.
good show. I just was looking for something to watch, and I'm like, let me give this a chance. And yeah, there's some known actors in there.
Well,
So
I
it's
will
pretty good.
certainly check it out. I'm
Hmm.
gonna watch it and get it off my watch list and finally watch it. All right. Well, we can go ahead and get started with the tea, horny.
Yes, it's tea time.
Yes. And let's get us updated with this trial, honey. Let's go ahead and start it. Let me share the CNN link. So we're gonna do the live updates. And let's go to the catch up section, which I do. I love that CNN does this. Look, people need to step their pussy up, honey. Y'all need to step y'all pussy up over at people. So here's what happened yesterday in court. A former employee of Sean Diddy Combs took center stage in his federal criminal trial yesterday and testified that he physically and sexually assaulted her on multiple occasions during the time she worked for him. The employee, who is testifying under the pseudonym Mia, is expected to return to the stand today um, to end the third week of testimony. The prosecution has said their case should last about 5 weeks. So here's what we learned in testimony on Thursday. Says ex-assistants described alleged sexual assault by Combs. Mia, who worked as Combs' personal assistant and for Revolt Films in 2009 until 2017, said he sexually assaulted her on multiple occasions. Speaking in nearly a whisper and sometimes breaking into tears, Mia said the first time Combs sexually assaulted her was a few months into her employment when they were at the Plaza Hotel in New York City for his 40th birthday party. And she talked about the toxic work environment. Mia also detailed several instances in which Combs physically assaulted her, threw objects at her, or yelled at her. Mia testified that sometimes Combs treated her like his best friend or working partner. At other times, he treated her like a worthless piece of crap. Um, says ex-employee says she thought Combs was going to kill Ventura. On the stand, Mia recalled incidents of physical violence by Combs against his ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, including one during which Mia remembers fearing that Combs was going to kill Ventura. And then the stylist says he always had concerns for Ventura's safety. Deontay Nash, a celebrity stylist who worked with Combs and Combs' ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura for about a decade, testified on cross-examination yesterday morning that he always had concerns for Cassie Ventura's safety. The comments came when defense attorney Xavier Donaldson asked Nash about his previous testimony, in which he said he saw a man enter Ventura and Combs' hotel room over New Year's in 2016-2017. Nash said he left their room after Ventura said Combs wanted to invite another man over. Okay, so that was all from we caught up on yesterday now. So let's see what we're catching up on today. Mia, let's see, a former Combs' former assistant and friend of Cassie Ventura continued testifying under the pseudonym this morning about the violence and abuse, verbal, physical, and sexual, that she experienced while employed by the music mogul. Before the jury was brought in for the day, Judge Arun Subramanian discussed how he can get Sean Diddy Combs' lawyers more time with him to persuade outside of trial hours. To prepare outside of trial hours, Prosecutors and defense attorneys also discussed evidentiary issues like summary charts that prosecutors want to use later at trial to show the jury hotel and flight records related to the case. Okay. I was scared of him. The jury saw messages of Combs threatening to tell Ventura about the sexual assaults Mia experienced, but with a different framing, Mia testified, as though it was my fault or that I had part in it. Mia also testified that Combs threatened her job, her life, overall, lots of threats over calls, texts, and email. Mia testified she was suspended several times for her job for different reasons, including accidentally falling asleep after being awake for days and reacting to one of Combs' violent episodes. Mia tried to leave her job working for Combs, but she was worried Combs would have destroyed her reputation and she wouldn't have been able to find work elsewhere. She testified saying, I was scared of him. In one instance, Mia testified she was kicked off a yacht for counting money too slow, only to be brought back on the boat, and later took a jet to Las Vegas with Combs under threat of her job. He kicked that girl off the boat for for counting money too slow. Oh my god! It's like I don't know why. I don't know because it's really hard to surprise me. But a lot of the shit I be reading about him, it's just like, bro, you are really a sociopath, and you have been one for a long ass time. Like we heard the rumors, but to actually see it now, like, oof, child.
Control
Yeah,
is
for
real.
sure.
Mm-hmm.
I would have had to say, you know what? I'm getting out the industry because because I'm gonna try and kill him. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I just get too mad. Like you ain't gonna be what? You gonna threaten me, bitch? You do it now, then, bitch. That's how I feel. I don't know. Maybe that's the anger. In me. That's the crazy cancer in
But
me. But
you wouldn't work for him because see, you would be too strong for him. He picks people who are
oh
vulnerable,
yeah,
who he can control like that, and put
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
fear in them. People who want to work in the industry and like being around celebrities. See, that's not you.
No, it's not. You right. Because it's not. Because I would have. I've been like, bitch. Well, let's go. What we finna do? Because if
Yeah,
you kill me, oh bitch, they coming for you. My people is coming for you. Best believe. So you better think wisely. Ain't nobody scared of your bitch ass. You know, fuck boy. Oh, I'm so mad. Oh,
that's how they get abused. And this, I mean, not just
yeah. They
they
find people they could prey on. You right.
power people in the industry in general. Going back to whenever. You got the casting couch. You got to sleep with the director, and they've been doing this kind of bullshit.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, and then we're gonna get back to what they were talking about there. So now we're all caught up with what they talked about this morning. So now we're
Mhm.
just gonna continue with Mia being back on the stand from this morning. Um, let's see. Assistant U.S. Attorney Madison Smizer asked a former assistant testifying in Sean Diddy Combs' federal trial why she would write "love you" in text messages to the music mogul even after being sexually assaulted by him. Because it's just how we talk to each other. Uh, when the dynamic would shift to the best friend dynamic, you're just desperate to keep it there because you're safe, Mia testified. Hmm. Let's see the next update. Mia testified that Sean Diddy Combs told her to go to South Africa with Cassie Ventura in October of 2015 while Ventura was shooting a movie. While they were there, Ventura found out Combs was cheating on her, and when she saw a video of him with another woman, she was devastated. Mia testified. They were on the phone, and then at one point she didn't want to speak with him, so she stopped answering his calls. Mia testified that Combs tried to get her, another one of his employee, Christian Quorum, and others to reach out to Ventura to get her on the phone. I was put in the middle, she said. Okay. And let's see, the next update says the jury saw a series of messages between Mia and Diddy. Chief of Staff Christina Quorum about Diddy angrily demanding to speak to Mia so he could get to Cassie Ventura. Quorum repeatedly texted and called Mia in the overnight hours while Mia and Ventura were asleep. Mia eventually answered Quorum on October 26th of 2015 after she said she spoke to Combs on the phone. He doesn't sound in the right mind at the moment. Any reasoning should be in the morning. Your time, Mia wrote. Mia testified when she spoke to Combs before sending that message. Combs was irate, forgetting what he was talking about, slurring quite a bit, and saying irrational things. Mia said Combs was threatening my job, threatened to kill me, lots of threats, telling me he was on the phone with HR, even though I knew it wasn't true. The repeated calls and texts through Quorum were being pressured by Combs, continued for days. Child. It says, next update, jury sees messages of Combs threatening to tell everything. The jury saw messages of Diddy and Mia, one of his former assistants, on October 31st of 2015 while she was still in South Africa with Cassie. If you don't call me now, fuck it all. I'm going to tell everything. And don't ever speak to me again. You have 2 minutes. Fuck her. Call my house now or never speak to me again. Fuck ABC, all lawyers. Let's go to war, Combs wrote in the message. Wow. Mia testified today that Combs was threatening to tell Ventura about the sexual assaults, but it was with a different framing, as though it was my fault or as though I had a part in it. Mia said ABC recently purchased the rights to a comedy show she had written. She said it was the most exciting thing that has ever happened in my life, and he's threatening to take that away. In the messages, Mia responded saying Ventura was busy and asking Combs to give her more time. I'm begging you, she says in the message. She just texted you. She said she just needs the time to change. Please just be nice on the phone, please, she wrote. Combs then sent a series of more than 10 messages telling her to call him before sending a message saying, in part, I've come to the conclusion that it's best we no longer have any dealings. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh. This motherfucker is a world class narcissist. Oh, God. Anyway. Um, Next update. Combs' former assistant describes tiptoeing around him. Mia testified that she emailed Diddy a few times asking him to tell her what to do after he threatened her job if she didn't leave South Africa, where she had been with Cassie Ventura while Ventura shot a movie. The fees to change her flight were expensive, she said, so she emailed him that she couldn't afford it herself. She paid for her flight to South Africa with her own money, she wrote in the email. Excuse the fuck out of me. She did what now? Hold on. Well, I don't think this is the same girl who was getting paid like 65,000 a year though. So, but still, you already not getting paid a lot. You got to pay for your own flight overseas. Get out of my face, Sean Diddy Combs. Anyway, child. I need to make sure I'm following your instructions correctly, she wrote, and also told him that Ventura was upset and didn't want her to leave early. Combs, who didn't respond to the emails, had directed Mia to go to Ventura to South Africa, she testified. She told Combs that she loves him more than once in the email. I just want to stay with Cass, but I don't mind. Excuse me. I want to stay with Cass, but I don't want to make him mad. Mia testified. I'm tiptoeing, and that's the way I would survive. So I didn't make him more mad or make him think that I thought what he was doing was wrong. It didn't matter what I wanted or what anyone else wanted. It matters what he wants, and he was in charge. Mia said. Yep, that's world class narcissism. Let's see, what's the next update? It says she was subpoenaed several times from her job. Mia testified she was not subpoenaed, she was suspended, excuse me. Mia testified she was suspended several times from her job for different reasons, including accidentally falling asleep for being awake for days, um, and reacting to one of Diddy's violent episodes. The former assistant said she was suspended without pay in March 2011 after Combs had her pick out clothing options for him and placed them in different parts of his room. When Combs arrived and only saw some of the clothing options in the closet, he just began cursing me out and getting angrier and angrier and going on a rant about the lack of options and how he hated certain things, Mia testified. She tried to point out the other options and offered to get him more, but Mia said that made him even more irate. He was just screaming and cursing at me and wouldn't stop, she said. Mia testified something violent happened between them but couldn't recall specific details. The jury saw an email Mia received from Human Resources following the incident, noted she was suspended without pay for 5 days. Mia testified she was told her suspension was because Puff Combs had said I was being insubordinate. Mm-mm. Let's see. She was scared of him. Mia said she tried to run away from her job working for Diddy before she eventually left in 2017, but it never worked. She felt that if she left, she would never be able to get a job somewhere else. He would have made sure of it, Mia said. He would have destroyed my reputation. I was scared of him. Um, the next update, Mia testified about a 2016 meeting she had with Brian Offutt. Offutt, is that how you say it? Brian Offutt, who was the chief operating officer of Combs Enterprises at the time. Mia was working for Revolt Films, which was part of Combs Enterprises. Out of the blue, he just said, I hate to tell you this, but I talked to Mr. Combs and he no longer wants to be involved with the film. So he basically wants to end Revolt Films, Mia testified. She said she was in shock and felt confused because Combs had recently told her the film company was the only one that had made money that year. She said that she also felt betrayed and rejected by the fact that Combs wasn't telling her himself. Mia said she had been working on a Bad Boy documentary at the time of the meeting, and she continued to work on the documentary through early 2017 before she left. She said Combs and other employees reached out to her after the documentary was finished, but she was just too heartbroken to answer. It says next update. Mia testified that she was on a yacht with Diddy, Kim Porter, and his family of St. Bart's for New Year's Eve 2010 and 2011. Combs angrily told her to get off the boat because she was counting money in his safe too slowly, she said. He told me, oh my God, y'all, I'm sorry. This man is a mess. He told me, you better learn to walk on water like Jesus, bitch. Get the fuck out of here, Mia said.
Wow.
Mia hid on the boat away from Combs before she eventually got a crew member to take her to shore. Once she got there, the yacht crew radioed saying Combs wanted her back on the boat. Mia testified she didn't want to, but obeyed Puff's orders. Plans quickly changed again, and Combs threatening Mia's job, said she had to go with him on a jet to Las Vegas. Mia testified she thought she would be fired, so she went. You better learn to walk on water like Jesus, bitch. Get the fuck out of here.
Let me tell you, he kicked me off that boat that time. Well, I'd have been on the first thing smoking. I'm calling my people, my mama, I'm come get. Hey, I need to get away from him. Y'all help me. Mm-mm, 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 mm-mm.
Wanted to work in the
I'm
industry.
laying low.
Yeah, she really wanted to work in the industry, and remember, like this is us that's talk because we know what we would do. But this narcissistic man picks his victims, and he knows he goes after them, he goes after the family. Remember what he did to Cassie's mom and stuff like that. So you
Yep.
can call all the family you want. He gonna threaten them too, and if they try to get involved with it, he gonna burn up their cars
Okay.
and shit.
Yep.
No, burn them up, bitch, because you want to keep acting a fool. We gonna see. That's my mind. We going to war. So if you do that, everybody gonna know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So look, you want to threaten? I think my thing is, I personally hate threats. and
Me
it really
too.
pisses me off. So I'm like, come on, since you so bad, blow them up. Do what you need to do, because if you come over here, my uncle gonna shoot you. Send your people. We could all have a shootout over here. What we gonna do, boss?
Hmm.
Oh, see, I'm just that. Yeah, they have to find weak ones. Cause
People are scared of
look
him.
here,
Shit, I'm scared of him, and I ain't never met the man before a day in my life.
shit, yeah, shit. You think Tori got shanked? Look here. I'd be carrying a shank with me, a piece, something wet.
Hmm. So let's
Get you
see.
in your neck. I'm so angry. Let me stop. This is a recorded line.
Okay, girl.
My anger is terrible.
Well, no, but it's not misdirected though. Like it's you are angry for a good reason because this shit is infuriating, and the fact that he's been getting away with it for years is. But anyway, let's get back to what else it says here. This next story update: Mia testified she hired employment attorneys in 2017 to help her negotiate a severance and bonuses, leading months of negotiations. She said Kristen Karam, the former chief of staff for Diddy, spoke with her on behalf of Combs, who believed Mia stabbed him in the back by hiring the lawyers. Mia's attorney originally made a settlement offer for $10 million to Combs and his companies. She testified. After a months long negotiation process, Mia said they settled for around 400,000, and she received about 200,000. Girl, bye. At that time, Mia said she told some people about the violence she endured from Combs during her employment, but didn't mention the sexual assaults. She testified that she would have died with that information if it weren't for Combs' federal case, and she's probably right because the fuck. Let's see. Next update: the next time Mia spoke to Diddy after the settlement was when Kim Porter, the mother of his three children, died in November of 2018. She said she would reach out to him occasionally, like on Porter's birthday or when his close friend passed away. I felt so terrible for him and his family, she said. Mia said she and Cassie Ventura still kept in touch, but the frequency of their conversations varies. She said they last spoke on the phone about a month ago and most recently texted a few days ago. She confirmed they have not discussed their testimony in the case. Oh, and I failed to mention Cassie actually had her baby on Wednesday. I just realized I never said that on the show. So congratulations to her and the new addition to their family. I can't believe I doubt. Yep, she had that baby on Wednesday. So let's see what's the next update here. After Cassie Ventura filed her lawsuit against Diddy in November 2023, Combs' longtime security, known as D-Rock, texted Mia for the first time in 2 years. He wrote, "A lot has been going on," and he would call her, Mia testified. On the call, D-Rock brought up the lawsuit, she said. Then he changed it to, "Yeah, it's real crazy what's going on." Mia recalled him saying, "Because like Puff and Cass, they would just fight like a normal couple." Mia testified that her radar went off because she knew D-Rock had witnessed Combs be violent with Ventura, and that it was absolutely not normal. Mia testified that D-Rock then said he had just landed in Miami to join Combs, who wanted to talk to her. She said it was her impression that Combs wanted to make a public statement on her behalf. She never answered Combs' call, she said. Mia said when Combs called her, she threw her phone as far as it would go and ran outside. It was just so triggering to see that. It was just a reaction. She said, "I know that's right, girl. You better sell it on that stage." She said, "I saw him calling me. I threw that phone as far as it go and I ran outside, honey. You better get dramatic with her." Okay, next update. Sean Diddy Combs, longtime security guard D Rock, continued to contact Mia periodically in December 2023 and February 2024, telling her the music mogul was trying to reach her. Mia testified she believed Combs tasked D Rock with making sure that I wasn't a threat. She responded until February 2024 when she thought D Rock was getting angry with her because Combs was pushing him to make contact, she testified. The security guard wrote, "Can't believe you're not hitting me back." And she replied that she had been scuba diving, Mia said. When D Rock then asked for her address, to send her something. Mia said she declined. I'm allowed to send my sister a gift, D-Rock wrote, according to Mia. Mia testified she never spoke to him after that, but believed he was trying to send her money. Or he was trying to come and choke your ass out, girl. Allegedly. Anyway. Let's see. What's the next update? Diddy continued to reach out to his ex-assistant Mia in February 2024, according to messages shown to the jury, excuse me. The first message sent on February 4th of 2024 said, "Hey Mia, it's Puff. Please let me know when you get 10 minutes to talk, love." Mia testified she was terrified to receive the message and didn't respond. The second message Combs sent was on February 7th and read, "Hey, I don't want to be blowing up your phone. Just need to talk to you for 10 minutes. Just need my memory jogged on some things. You were my right hand for years, so I just to speak to you, remember who was even around me, and it would be good to hear your voice. But if you don't want to, all good. Just let me know. Love. Hope you're well." Mia testified she didn't respond to that message either. I just didn't want anything to do with him at all, she said. He was the person I was traumatized by. She said she believed his kindness in the messages were a front. And she's absolutely right, because that's exactly what narcissistic people do, excuse me. Okay, so I'm gonna skip over this. It says the court is taking a short break. All right. Let's see. Okay, so now after the break, they're back on the stand. She says she hasn't been able to work because she has severe PTSD. I would have to leave because I would be triggered by really normal situations with like an overwhelming sense of fear of being in trouble. Mia said of when she tried to work. As an example, Mia said when someone asked her, "Where are you?" she was immediately triggered. That person just wanted to get coffee, Mia testified, but she was flooded with fear of having to explain where she was because she could be in trouble. When Mia asked who caused her to now have those feelings, Mia said, "Puff." Um, let me see. I'm just skipping over the rigmarole, getting to the good stuff. Okay, so the jury is seeing photos of Diddy that Mia posted on social media. The first image was posted on her personal social media account in January 2013. Excuse me. Photo showed her holding several bottles of Ciroc vodka. The caption said, "What we do when you're not around," and tagged Combs' account. Mia confirmed to defense attorney Brian Steele that Combs had sexually assaulted her and abused her by that point. The jury saw two more photos from October 2013. One of the photos showed Combs at a coffee shop. Just the number one guy on the Forbes list getting me a vanilla latte. No big deal, regular people shit, the caption said. The other photo showed Mia, Combs, and Cassie and Carrie Morgan, a former friend of Ventura, at Burning Man Festival with the caption, "Take me back." Steele pointed out that Mia was standing beside Combs and leaning into him in the photo. "And he terrorized you, right?" he asked. "Yes," Mia responded. So they tried to sit there and post her social media shit saying, "Oh, well, if he terrorized you, then why you all up on pictures?" Do y'all not understand how abuse works? And then even after that, psychologist came on and talked last week about what it does to victims. Y'all should have maybe like rethought this. Because anyway, I'm not a lawyer, so that's that. Let me see. What's the next update? When asked, Mia testified she made positive posts about Diddy because social media was about showing how great your life was, even if it wasn't true. She's absolutely right about that. She also said Combs fans followed her and she didn't want her family to know what she was going through, referring to the various forms of abuse she said she experienced. Mia, uh, so let's see, it says Mia, one of the assistants, testified at one point Combs changed his birthday. Defense attorney Brian Steele showed another photo Mia posted to celebrate Combs' birthday, where the caption said in part, "Happy new birthday." Puff decided to change his birthday that year, so we all promoted it. She testified. Okay. Um, on June 22nd, 2014, Mia reposted an Instagram post Diddy published about her for her birthday. Combs posted a photo of them together and wrote, "Beside every great man is a great woman." He added, "P.S. I'm sorry I acted crazy last night." He had threatened my life on the phone the night before, and I guess this was his apology, Mia testified. In her repost, she wrote, "Nicest caption ever. Thanks, Puff. Love you. You've shown me the world." Defense attorney Brian Steele asked Mia if she reposted this, even though she said Combs had just threatened her life and traumatized her for years. Yes, of course, she testified. I mean, yeah, shit. If Diddy beat my ass before this trial, before Cassie Honey, if he was beating my ass behind the scenes, but he gave me a happy birthday wish, you damn right I reposted it on my on social media. You damn right. I'm bringing all them eyes to my post. So let's see what else it says after here. Um, Mia said that she had friends outside of her job, but she didn't get to see them or speak to them. I did not have an external surrounding. Excuse me. I did not have an external sounding board. She said. Defense attorney Brian Steele suggested that she could have reached out to them if she wanted to. No, there was absolutely no time. I had to get permission to leave or do things. Oops. Excuse me. Sorry. Oh, sorry, y'all. My bad. Oh. Uh, so I had to get permission to leave or do things. She responded. I had to beg to go to my grandma's funeral. Mia said she was fearful for her own safety when Combs was unhappy. I was in fear at any time Puff was not happy because I wanted to make sure that he was, because then I was safe, she testified. I mean, yeah, they showing this he has a pattern of abusing and controlling. So, defense attorney Brian Steele continued showing photos Mia posted on social media and then asked whether she posted a photo of the man who ruined her life. Yes, my boss and the person I was with all the time, she testified. How do you have a good moment with Sean Combs when you're terrified of him? Steele asked. It's easy because the dynamics would shift, Mia replied. So when things were good, we felt really safe. We forgot, and we almost forgot about those things. And then it said the court is taking a break. Let me see. And now the judge is back on the bench, but the jury isn't back yet. And it says the defense is arguing to show the jury a video that Mia recorded and sent to Diddy Combs, wishing him a happy birthday in 2013. The defense didn't give notice uh, to the court or the government until lunch break. Judge Abramian is leaning towards precluding the video because it's cumulative and notice too late. Defense attorney Mark Agnafilo said Mia's demeanor on the stand is an act, and the defense wants to show the video of an upbeat Mia talking to Combs to help prove that assertion to the jury. The judge is giving the defense 5 minutes to get his story straight as to why the video is just coming up now, and that's actually the last and latest update. Ooh, honey, that was a lot. That was a lot. That was a lot.
A
Whew.
lot, a lot.
Hmm.
What? Who else is coming?
I want to know, are they gonna bring Carisha?
Uh, I wouldn't see why not. I'm sure she was probably subpoenaed.
Cause I mean, she the only one seeming like she was. I don't know. Like,
Didn't
was
Albertson
she
say he was subpoenaed too?
He
Oh
was.
no,
Uh
about
huh.
her?
about
About her or somebody else?
well, just to testify. I guess I don't know what he gonna testify. Thinking he think Diddy poisoned him, you know. So I don't
Hmm.
know, child.
So that's that on that. And just kind of the this kind of goes into the next story with Suge Knight. So it seems like Suge
Ugh.
Knight, that Aries King is always he's going to give his opinion to anyone who asks. So I'm going to share this link, and we're just going to watch a quick video clip of him talking to CNN, and he actually feels that Diddy should actually take the stand because it'll humanize him, is what he thinks.
Oh,
So
but
you see, I just shared this link on
that's what he.
slide 4. Yep, that's what he think, girl.
Should made me to shut the fuck up.
Auntie Derek didn't say that, sure.
I did. I did. And did.
Aries
Shit.
King, we love and respect you here on Auntie Derek's Daytime Tea.
Don't get us in
Mm-mm.
trouble, boy.
Mm-mm.
Don't get us in trouble.
Okay. Mm.
So let's wait. It looks like this video is, I don't know if it's loading, but it needs to, let me refresh. Why is it loading? So
Yeah, it should have been loaded.
Yeah, it's I see it. Not the non-gray beard, please. You know he looking like
Okay.
a frail old man right now.
Yeah, right. You look at that current, right?
They're using an old pic.
Unless he coloring it with pencil dust. They do all kind of stuff to make makeup in prison, so they use pencil dust and make eyeshadow and all, eyeliner. He might be putting pencil dust in there. That's current.
Okay, like a dye.
Yeah, because they can't use dye.
Okay, this should have. Let me see if I can maybe find a YouTube video.
Yeah,
YouTube
that should have been done.
CNN. Mm-hmm. That's crazy. CNN, get y'all shit together now. Now I was just talking shit about people. Now CNN need to get y'all shit together.
Maybe not
But
too
he was
late.
talking while I found the video. I could tell you. He was talking to Laura Coates. And let me see if I can. I think I found it. I can share this YouTube link. Give me 1 second here.
People trying to catch up, just like we are.
Mm-hmm.
Sean Combs, do you think that he will want to testify in his own defense?
He probably was advised not to, but I feel if he do tell his truth, he really would walk. If somebody go out there and say, "Hey, I wasn't control of my life at the time or himself," and he can humanize his own self, and the jury might give him a shot. But if they keep him sitting down, it's like he's scared to face the music.
Mm-mm. So that's what that Aries King thinks, honey.
So he's gonna get up on the stand and say, "I was out of my right mind. I was on drugs. I was doing this." That's just gonna make him think he did. You know what? Don't take no advice from that man.
I see.
Look,
Mm.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I mean, because if this was gonna work, it probably would have worked for him, but it didn't, and we see that look, he still think he getting out. So, but
Mm.
shit, I don't know, honey.
That part.
Well, does anybody want to add anything else about Diddy for, or have we had? Are we did it out for the day? Well, shit for the
Baby,
week, really.
really, we did it. We did it. Okay, we did it.
Yeah, that man is. Woo, 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 woo.
Well, we will certainly update you, the listeners, when on Monday, June 2nd, when they're back in court. From what I understand, the defense or they intend to use me or be done with me by the end of the day today. So that's that on that, girl. Let's talk about some ain't shit niggas, honey.
Uh-oh.
Yes, it's lots of them.
Uh-huh. But one of their leaders, Offset.
Yep.
Oh, that.
Do you know this
Never mind.
motherfucker? He amended the now he wants Carter to give him spousal support.
Sorry
So I just
ass.
shared this link from TMZ. Offset asks for spousal support as Carter B divorce drags on. Offset's not willing to give up his bad and bougie lifestyle, and he's asking the court to ensure his estranged wife, Carter B, helps him maintain it. The rapper filed an amended divorce response earlier this month, in which he's now asking that Cardi pay him spousal support. He does not request a specific amount in the documents. The rest of the requests look relatively unchanged. Cause Offset he's still asking for joint custody of their children, and he wants Cardi's place to serve as the primary residence for their kids. It's the first news from the divorce proceedings in months, with the whole process dragging since Cardi first filed in August of 2024. At the time, Cardi blasted reports that Offset didn't support her or their kids, ripping critics who tried to label him a deadbeat. However, the two have certainly had more than their fair share of fights on social media. Cardi says she didn't care if Offset got hit by a fucking truck, so this divorce hasn't been totally amicable. However, Offset filed for the joint custody of their kids and to pay their own legal fees, so at least the money seemed like it was working out fine. Worth noting, Cardi B is reportedly worth somewhere between 80 and 100 million, while Offset's reportedly worth closer to 30 million. So he could use the extra scratch. Clearly, that ain't the case, and we'll have to wait and see if she's got to pay up. Look, fuck that ugly troll.
Oh, dust bucket ass. Look here, yeah, because he ain't got no career coming. The Migos is that's out of here.
But this
He ain't that great, so
this is
he gonna
all
be washed.
out of spite that she finally left his ass for good over his bullshit. This just reeks of just misogyny and just nastiness.
Yes,
Oh yeah.
that chill, and then I just find it really interesting though because this is the you see how this article mentioned that anytime somebody calls him a deadbeat, like she defends him, like my he's not a deadbeat, he take care of me and the kids or whatever. And then remember we talked about yesterday with Hazel E how she pretty much cuts Hazel E out for talking about Offset.
Right.
But so I think maybe you're right. I definitely think there is some misogyny there, but I also think he's doing this because he actually needs the money.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
And
But
the
He
reason
ain't
I
gonna have
say
no
that,
money.
he really don't. Well, and I say that because there's actually being reports. So I just shared this leak from In Touch Weekly. You see, Cardi B's ex Offset tax debt grows to a seven-figure sum.
hmm
So he's in debt seven figures, honey.
yeah, he's
Mm-hmm.
not money like she is. He's not doing anything, and I can't really blame her for defending that is her children's father, even though she said
Mm-hmm.
she get hit by a truck.
She could
Like
talk about him, but y'all can't
right,
talk
but we
about
can't. Right? No,
him. Yeah.
never, never.
Yeah. Yeah. I see it.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Uh huh. Exactly. Exactly.
Hmm. Well, it says rapper Offset's tax debt continues to grow, with the rappers owing close to 2 million amid his divorce from Cardi B. In Touch can exclusively report. On March 12th, the Georgia Department of Revenue filed a state tax lien obtained by In Touch against Offset, whose real name is Kiari Cephas. The address listed on the lien is the estate in Sandy Springs, Georgia, that the Migos rapper, who's 33, and Cardi, 32, purchased in 2019. The lien claims Offset failed to pay taxes owed for the year 2021. The government said the musician initially owed $167,916.02 in taxes, but the bill has grown to $295,712 due to interest, $53,000, and penalties, $39,000, and other fees. The
Mm.
state tax lien comes months after Offset was socked with a federal tax lien. On April 23rd of 2024, the IRS accused the rapper of owing $1,572,266.73 in unpaid taxes for 2021. The grand total for the state and federal tax lien comes out to be $1,866,978.73. Both liens remain active, and no releases have been filed by the government agencies. And as In Touch previously reported, Cardi, who wed Offset in September 2017, filed a divorce in August of 2024. So we don't really need to really go. We know all about their relationship and all that and all that.
About to be
So
2 million. Keep fucking around. That
mm-hmm.
money only grows in interest, and the IRS interest is like the student loans interest, baby. That shit compound minutely.
Hello. Hammy says they took the wrong Migo. Oh my God.
Mm. Well,
Well, does anybody want to add anything before we go to the next story?
fucker. Leave that woman alone.
He really do need to leave her alone. Well, the next story, or do we have Chill? I think you and I have talked about this before offline, but about Jersey Shore. But is anybody else in the room a fan of Jersey Shore, or did y'all watch it back when it was on, or know of it?
I know
I know
damn
I
well we ain't talked about no Jersey Shore. I don't watch that shit.
exactly, yeah, because you told me that you didn't watch it, so that's how.
Oh, oh, okay.
I think when we were working out, it was me, Benji, and Will were like because you was looking at us like we were crazy. We were talking about it.
Jersey Shore. The fuck?
Okay, so y'all don't watch, but I'm sure y'all probably know some of the characters, like the most
Well,
famous
yeah.
ones, like Snooky
Snooky,
and
yeah.
Mike the Situation.
Right.
Okay, well, we're going to talk about Mike the Situation. He actually commented on the Chrisleys being pardoned
Oh,
because
okay.
remember he actually had to do time as well.
Oh, I see. Well, what do you got to say?
Yep, he actually, it wasn't too bad. So let me share my screen. Give me 1 second. I just shared this link from TMZ on slide 7, and I'm going to share my screen. All right, let's take a look.
This is definitely world news right now, and I think there's a lot of angles or aspects to this, and I can definitely relate to some of this story as I've spent 8 months um, in prison in Otisville Federal Correctional Facility for tax evasion. I also got 2 years of probation. I got 500 hours community service, and I had completed everything, including restitution. For them to get released earlier, to get pardoned, for me, I'm like, wow, good for the families. You know what I'm saying? Because they get to be reunited with their loved ones. I'm not sure that anyone that's not haven't been in these shoes can really relate. I can definitely see that there may be a little bit of outrage, you know. But me, someone who actually did prison time and community service and the probation, I'm not mad at it because it's just like, you know, you got to stay in your own lane and run your own race. When you get sent away to prison, it's not a good situation for yourself. Obviously, to a certain extent, it is self-inflicted, but also the families. The families to a certain extent get sent away as well, and it's so very sad. So I can see that aspect because I've had my freedom taken away from me, and it was very detrimental to my family. Donnie is in the White House. He's just living the dream. And again, if he was in office when I went to prison and I got a pardon, maybe. I mean, obviously, I probably would have accepted it, obviously. But I'll be honest with you. If I had a time machine, I wouldn't go back and get a pardon because it made me a better man of who I am today.
Hmm.
Yeah, some kind words, right? My only concern, my only thing that I did not like about his statement, because to be completely honest, it sounds like he's matured. He understands that he did his crime, so he did his time. Now
Mm-hmm.
he didn't hate on them for getting pardoned, and had he been, the only thing I didn't like that he called that motherfucker Donnie, talking about Donnie's and what, like y'all friends. You're not friends. That is not your friend.
Well,
So
obviously, he would support her. Wouldn't call him that if
obviously,
he
honey.
didn't support him. So,
Hmm.
prison, yeah, he probably got dried out from drugs and alcohol and whatever the hell they was doing on Jersey Shore and doing stupid shit. And like you said, made him a better man. So I'm glad he learned. More people need to be
Hmm.
like this and quit hating on others. Like folks hate that, people got relief on their student loans and just I paid mine off. Or why we gotta pay it off? And you know, just too much
Right.
hate, just hate.
Yes, indeed, honey.
Go
Well,
ahead.
speaking of hate, honey, who I don't hate is Missy Powell. Because just to kind of piggyback off this story, you know what, Missy Powell, you are right with me, girl. Now, I'm sure if I say the name, she's one of those people, like, she's been in a lot of shit. Like, I'm sure you have seen her in one of your favorite movies because the girl pretty much dominated Hollywood. Like, it's been like between the 90s and 2000s. She's been in a lot of shit. But TMZ actually caught her at the airport, and baby, she spoke up. She is she's not feeling Trump nor his administration, and she said this shit is ran like a reality show. She's like, motherfucker, this is not The Apprentice. Well, she didn't say it like that, but essentially she.
Okay.
But yeah, Missy, she had some things, and she kept it real, and she spoke on Bruce Springsteen speaking up about Trump's ass. So let's take a look. I just shared this slide from on slide 8 from TMZ, and let me share my screen. We're going to watch the video clip. Let's let that load. Don't give me fever like like CNN did. TMZ, y'all usually cooperative. Okay, here we go.
President has pardoned Todd and Savannah. Chris Lee knows best.
Yeah.
Pardoned. What do we think about that? Any comment? I mean, like he's probably he likes. I feel like he picked the choices are interesting.
He's running a reality show, and he's the what was that show he did? The Apprentice.
Yeah.
And we're all just kind of waiting to see who's going to get booted off.
Right.
Or booted out.
Yeah, I mean, and I feel like maybe he feels like a proximity to them. Like, hey, you know.
I think he's just doing whatever feels good in the moment.
Tiger King is upset. He's like, hey, what about me, man? What about me?
Yeah.
Well, listen.
I don't know how this happened. I don't know how he became. I mean, you know.
Yeah, well, that's true too. It's not even a laughing matter to me either.
No, it's not.
But wow, interesting headlines.
He doesn't really, when you don't know what you're doing. Somebody gave me this T-shirt. It's like when you don't know what you're doing, everything looks like a conspiracy. When you don't know what's going on.
Right.
And I think there's some truth to that.
That's where we're all at right now, kind of just like trying to figure out.
Well, the people who are in charge. I mean, all these people from Fox News are running the country.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, do we have hope? Do we have hope?
Yeah.
We still got a lot.
There's always hope. There's so many people that are just. Like Bruce Springsteen is killing it. And the more people that are just like, this is bullshit.
Springsteen for president?
I would be so into that. I'd be so into that.
Missy.
Like a real boss.
Yeah, a real boss. Yeah.
Talk your shit, girl. We need more people to like her. We really do. We need more people, especially white people who got us in the shit in the first place. We need more to speak out against that shit, and I'm glad she's doing it. I really am. This camera work is trash.
Videos like this where the camera just jumps around, and I mean you're recording this to put on the internet. Like, what is he doing? Who's doing the camera? First of all, why don't you have a gimbal or something, to keep this video steady? That just irks me. It irks.
The quality has definitely gone down. They just let any old body just do whatever. TMZ used to have a standard.
They used to, honey. Well, not really quiet as it's kept, but what it is
a little bit.
Harvey, he got them because this is a reporter. Like, this is somebody who actually does the stories and breaks stories and stuff. So that's why they be all out the airport, like finding celebrities and stuff at LAX and stuff.
Right.
So they're under like pressure to get the story and record it. So he's trying to just probably interview her. She was nice enough to talk to his ass, and he just really didn't have time to think about his camera.
Well, he need a better setup. A simple gimbal on a cell phone would erase all of this jumping around.
Okay.
And it ain't that hard,
Mm-hmm. As he happy said, the TMZ headquarters is by the airport. Oh, I see. I didn't know that part.
And actually, they used to have the camera, like, I don't know, for the recordings like that, because I used to watch TMZ, the live little show. Mm-hmm. They would have decent stuff. I don't know what's this about.
And what the fuck is in the Red Robin Hood going on with this hat? This hat is doing nothing for her. Not giving nothing.
Look, that's probably her lucky travel hat, honey. Just like how I have my lucky sweater that I like to travel on that my mama says I look obese in.
I guess.
Not obese. Oh my God, mama.
That she's not wrong. That sweater do make me look fat as hell.
Mm-hmm.
And Happy said this convo is so funny. Everything around the actual story.
But I bet you be warm on that plane though, or whatever you.
Mm-hmm.
And do.
And it be cold as hell.
Yep. And sometimes I take it off and use it as a pillow.
A pillow. That sweater. It's definitely living large.
Okay. Well, does anybody want to add anything else before we go to the next story?
Yeah, no. Good things, girl.
Yeah, like I said, shout out to Missy Powell. Like I said, I appreciate that, and I feel like we need
Well,
more to
yeah.
speak up like her.
I'm not mad at. I'm not mad at it at all. I'm more mad at the camera work and that hat. That's what you said.
Well, honey, Russell Brand. So I just
Yeah.
shared this link from NPR, honey. You remember we talked about his ass before. So he actually
Oh.
pleads not guilty to rape, sexual assault charges in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm. So clutching a Puritan prayer book, actor and comedian Russell Brand walked into a London courtroom Friday wearing an unbuttoned black shirt with multiple crucifixes around his neck and repeated the words "not guilty" for each of the 5 counts of rape and assault he's been charged with.
Hold up, hold
This
up. A
was
prayer book,
a
multiple
prayer book. Yeah.
crosses.
Mm-hmm.
He's
He
so
is landed on thick.
he's so performative. I can't
He
stand.
is. And this article, you're going to hear this article even mention how he's like completely devoted his life over to religion now.
Oh, whatever.
Exactly.
Okay.
So this was a pre-trial hearing at London Southwark Crown Court. Brand's trial is scheduled for June of 2026. He remains out on bail until then. He lives in Florida and is required to keep the court informed of any address changes. A recent convert to Christianity, Brand has leaned into his faith in denying charges that date back more than 25 years, involving 4 women who accuse him of attacking them in separate incidents that began early in his career as a comedian, radio host, MTV anchor, and a reality TV star. He turns 50 next week. So that's what I was referring to, Chill. You see that he's a recent convert to Christianity?
Very recent.
Mm-hmm. So,
Every
one
time
of the women,
somebody be in trouble, they want to reach for religion. Mm-mm,
Mm-hmm.
mm-mm.
what they say, honey, the religion, the abuser to religion pipeline is alive and well. So, one of the women says she met Brand at a 1995 conference for the center left Labour Party in the English seaside town of Bournemouth, and alleges that he raped her in a nearby hotel room. Another says Brand grabbed her forearm and tried to drag her into the men's bathroom at a London TV station in 2001. A third accuser says he grabbed her breast, pulled her into the bathroom in a London bar in 2004, and forced her to perform oral sex. The fourth woman says she met Brand while he was working on a spinoff of the Big Brother reality TV series between 2004 and 2005, and that he pushed her against the wall, groped, and kissed her. Brand denies any wrongdoing with all of them. On Friday, he did not speak to reporters as they shouted requests for comment. Brand walked past them wearing all black with a blazer over a pinstripe shirt unbuttoned to his navel, several necklaces, and dark sunglasses. He disappeared into a black Mercedes after the 10-minute hearing. In a video posted to social media, April 4th, the day he was charged, Brand admits to being what he calls a sex addict before embracing Christianity, but denies any wrongdoing and says the law has become a weapon used against people who criticize corruption. I was a fool before I lived in the light of the Lord. I was a drug addict, a sex addict, and an imbecile, he says in the video. But what I never was a rapist. I've never engaged in any non-consensual activity. Brand's father sat behind him Friday in court. The defendant was flanked by lawyer Oliver Schneider Sikorsky, who also defended actor Kevin Spacey against sex assault allegations in 2023. In the early 2000s, Brand was a rising star in the UK's comedy and media scene, working for the BBC and MTV. His status was elevated after hosting the TV show Big Brother's Big Mouth, a spin-off of the popular reality show Big Brother. He became better known in the US after acting in the comedy movies Forgetting Sarah Marshall and Get Him to the Greek. Since then, he's become more well known as an internet commentator and pundit. Between his YouTube and Rumble channels, his videos criticizing globalism, the mainstream media, and vaccines have helped him gain millions of subscribers. Hate to hear that. In recent months, Brand has taken to social media to profess his conversion to Christianity. In the run-up of the 2024 presidential election, he joined right-wing commentator Tucker Carlson for an event in the battleground state of Arizona. There, he closed out the proceedings on his knees in prayer against what he called the dark and demonic forces of the deep state. It says NPR's Andrew Limbaugh contributed previous reporting. So, well, I guess that explains why that food in Arizona is so nasty because they had roasted brand up in there talking.
Okay.
They, they said, "Oh, well, get him to the Greek P Diddy and drugs." Okay, oh, wake it up, happy. him doing
Mm.
all this, him doing all this leads me to believe he did that shit. Exactly, Hammy. You are absolutely right.
There's been complaints about him for many years. This
Years.
this this right here is really not helping you when you're accused of all that, and then you perform this spectacle that he's doing here. It doesn't do anything for you.
Yes, indeed. Well, does anybody want to add anything about his weird ass? But let's see. Arizona food is only the best in my parents' house. Okay, wake that up, happen because you know what? You know what they have at your parents' house? Vienna sausages and spam. So I
And
know it's good
seasoning.
eating up. Okay, I know it's some good eating up in that house, honey. And shout out to Papa Happy because I
Look,
know he.
thank you, Happy, for confirming what I said because that food was nasty.
They said I do not like to go out for food in Arizona. Wow, that is very interesting to know. Well, hun, does anybody want to add anything about his goofy ass before we go to the next story, child?
Mm-mm.
So I think y'all are going to enjoy this next story. Well, I know some listeners will. And shout out to Sandra, the chief technology person of Chat Mosa, who because this story is I was about to say this story is about her, but not really. Because y'all know how I joke and say that she looks like Tia Carrere. And
Yeah.
if y'all don't believe me, then go to chatmosa.com and hit the About Us page, the About Us section, and look right in the middle. But Tia Carrere's son actually just came out as trans.
Oh, okay.
And Tia is actually very supportive of her trans son. And when I tell you, I love to see this, and trans people need more of this. So I just shared this link from People. You see where it says Tia Carrere shares teen son Jude has come out as transgender. He knows who he is, and he is very happy. So Tia Carrere is one proud mom. Carrere, who is 58, tells People that her 19-year-old son Jude, whom she shares with her ex-husband Simon Wakeland, has come out as transgender. He doesn't love the spotlight, she says of Jude, noting that he did walk the red carpet for the Lilo and Stitch premiere, even though Carrere had to miss it because she was on set doing another film in the Philippines. He's more introverted, so he definitely won't go into acting or singing like I did, but he's a great artist. I don't know what he'll do. Maybe become a doctor or work with animals. He's working with animals right now. Carrere, who rose to fame in the 80s after being discovered at a grocery store in Waikiki at the age of 17, and became a household name after starring as Cassandra Wong in 1992's Wayne's World, tells people she's super proud of the way Jude conducts himself out in the world. He's very matter of fact, she says. He knows who he is. He's very happy. She also adds that Jude is a great friend. He's such a sweetheart. He's like the therapist to all the other kids, she says. When his friends go out drinking or partying too hard, he's always the designated driver. That kind of caring friend you can always lean on. She continues, I did a good job with that, but I don't want to congratulate myself too much. He's his own person. Carrere says that life has been a total whirlwind this past week, starring as social worker Mrs. Kakoa in Lilo and Stitch, which is currently the #1 movie in the world, ranking in 341 million globally during its opening weekend. I love that I'm not a glamorous sex symbol or whatever in this movie, she says of the live action remake of the 2002 animated film. It's just good acting and it's empathetic and it catches your heart. And that makes me so happy. She adds that she's embracing being back in the spotlight again and hopes to continue acting while also singing and recording with her partner Daniel Ho. The duo also already has 2 Grammys. I want to be doing this for the next 40 years, she says, of working in film and TV and recording albums. I'm all for this. That's good to hear. And you know what, Tia, if it doesn't work out, you always have Chat Most of the fall back on. Let me stop. Let me stop. But yeah, I love that. I love this story just warmed my heart. They said, "Oh my God! Imagine when we do a video podcast with Tia and Sandra. You're not gonna have Tia and Sandra because they can't be in the same place at one time because Tia is Sandra, and I don't know why y'all keep trying to fool me." Well, does anyone want to add anything else before we go to the next story? Well, this next story, child. We talked about Hugh Jackman's ex-wife Deborah Lee Furness and how she released a statement.
Hmm.
Now, when I tell you, it's one thing. Now, the Australian Tay Diggs. Now, I called him the Australian Tay Diggs, but y'all jumped me. But I still think he's that. But if a man never runs out of anything, he will never run out of audacity ever. Do you
Ever.
know that this MFer had a nerve to say that he felt blindsided and and betrayed by Deborah's statement? Sandra says, "Please move on." Embarrassed.
He was embarrassed
That's
by
what he said, girl.
statement, and he cheated on his. Okay, okay, man.
Girl. Hugh Jackman was reportedly caught off guard by ex Deborah Lee Furness's public comments about betrayal in their marriage. After filing for divorce on May 23rd, nearly 2 years after announcing a seemingly amicable separation, Furness, who's 69, spoke out in a statement reflecting on the breakdown of an almost 3 decade marriage and navigating the traumatic journey of betrayal. According to a report from the Daily Mail, an anonymous source told the outlet that Jackman, who's 56, was blindsided and extremely disappointed by Furness's remarks. The source claimed that there was an unwritten understanding that she would not trash him to the press, and Jackman knows that he cannot change anything. Girls. Reps for Jackman and Furness did not respond to people's requests for comment. Says Furness and Jackman met on the set of an Australian television series in 1995 and got married the next year. When the pair, who shares 2 kids, announced their separation in a joint statement back in September 2023, they said they decided to separate and pursue our individual growth after a wonderful, loving marriage they concluded at the time. This is the sole statement either of us will make. In January of 2025, Jackman stepped out with Sutton Foster, and the two were photographed holding hands on a date. He and Foster, who's 50, shared the stage in Broadway's Music Man in 2022. Just to repeat what she said in her statement, Furness said in her May 27th statement, "My heart and compassion goes out to everyone who has traversed the traumatic journey of betrayal. It's a profound wound that cuts deep. However, I believe in a higher power and that God or the universe, whatever you relate to as your guidance, is always working for us. I have gained much knowledge and, well, it just ends with the statement. We don't have to really read it. So exactly happy. Whatever, You, boy, bye. Boy, bye. Go ahead and go back up in Sutton's dressing room and do what you do best. And eat that cat, allegedly. Allegedly. Anyway, does anybody want to add anything about the Australian Tay Diggs before we go to the next story? Okay, y'all. Well, the next story, remember we talked about Patty LaPone having a seemingly one-sided beef with Audra McDonald. Well,
Oh no, I
Audra,
missed that. Okay.
yes, honey. So, pretty much, Audra is currently doing a role that Patty has previously done, and she was asked, what did she think of Audra in the role? And, and what Patty did, she's gonna look out to the window and sigh, and say, "Such a beautiful day." So,
No, she didn't pull a Aretha. No, not beautiful, beautiful gowns.
and then we talked about her, like essentially, Patty is a hater. She tends to hate on like all the other Broadway girls who are doing good, especially, and it's not lost on people that it's usually the black girls that she hates on. Well, anyway, Audra McDonald has actually responded. She was doing an interview with Gail King. And give me 1 second, I'm going to play the clip. It's on CBS Morning's Instagram page, which we're going to watch together. So give me 1 second. And when I tell you Audra is just so classy, honey.
And what's this lady's name? That's a hater.
Patty LaPone.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Did
I
you
pulled
watch
her up.
Agatha All Along? That's what she was in most recently.
Oh, okay, okay. Oh, that's where. Oh,
Okay, so let
that's
me
where
just
that's
refresh and
coming
then we're going
from.
to.
I didn't know who she was talking about. Talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't seen her in 11 years. What beef? Okay, yeah, okay.
E- exactly. So we're going to watch Audra respond to that. Give me 1 second.
As we're sitting here today, there's a New Yorker piece. Patty Lapone says about you, Audra is not a friend. Friend out with a D. I know there's a lot of back and forth. Were you surprised to hear that said about you from her? And I'm not trying to start a Broadway dust up here, but I'm wondering how you're processing.
I mean, I don't. If there's a rift between us, I don't know what it is. That's something that you'd have to ask Patty about. You know, I haven't seen her in about 11 years just because I've been busy just with life and stuff. So I don't know what rift she's talking about, but we'd have to ask her.
As we're sitting here,
Baby, let me tell y'all how I live for Audra Equality McDonald, honey. I live for that woman. And she says, you know what, I'm booked and busy. So if there was to be funny, you're going to have to ask her about it. I love it.
She
So
basically
that's that
said,
on that,
"It's
honey.
a
Does anyone want to add
one-sided beef."
anything?
Mm-mm.
And that's exactly what it is.
But
And the
never
crazy
mind. We on
thing
a
is that
recorded
same
line.
show that we were talking. Uh-huh. That same show that I was talking about that got me blocked by Baby Tate, that was actually on April 21st, Patty LaPone's birthday, and we gave her a birthday shout out that day. Now I wish I could take that shit back. Well, let's see. What's the next story that we want to go over? Oh, this will be a quick one because y'all don't like this man like that. So we'll just talk about him really quick. So remember Sky Jackson's baby daddy, Yerky Yerky. No, it's not
Yeah.
50 Cent. And apologies in advance, y'all, because this video I'm about to show y'all is a jump scare. But he pretty much responded to the abuse allegations. And let me just share my screen. And child, this is one ugly boy.
One ugly boy.
Bro, get the fuck off my live talking about some bullshit. Get my dick out your mouth. How about that? How about that? When it's time to start your my dingling out your mouth, bitch. Get everything you need to go from one. Come on, damn nigga. Oh, so. Go. 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 Well, my buddy did kill your bitch ass right. Go. You ever lost your best friend, that shit hurt. I'm deep up in the streets. I don't care who I get murdered. I lost my heart, I lost my soul up in this shit. This rap shit got me legit. When I found out I lost Z, I can cry and grab my stick. I was spinning through that shit.
Okay, so that's that on that. And then it just kind of this is from Hollywood Unlocks' Instagram page. You just see how he responds on Facebook. That was him going live on Facebook after Sky Jackson files that restraining order accusing him of abuse. And you see Sky Jackson files for restraining order against baby daddy DeAndre Bergen, Yerky Yerky, says he once held her at night point and told her to drink bleach while she was pregnant. And his crazy ass looked like the type of motherfucker with them big ass teeth to do some shit like that. These
You
comments,
know, you know what? I need women to be a little more responsible with who they procreating with. I'm sorry. I'm gonna need these heifers to start taking a little accountability. Because at what point did he romanticize your ass into some? How did he get in your panties? Because it ain't he. It couldn't have been his looks.
look. We have a comment. I believe her because you know she can't act, so I don't think she's making this all this song. That girl can't. That little girl can't act worth a damn, honey. I'm sorry to say she really can't.
Well, I mean, you see, she ain't got nothing else going since the Disney. I was like, what? Girl, you didn't have to fall that low.
She's
Jesus
just really
Christ.
pretty, just great gowns, beautiful gowns.
Yeah, she didn't have to fall that low. Girl, you could have did better. It's
Yep.
very disappointing. Because you was giving us memes for days, sister, and I was loving it. And then this is what? Girl, what?
Mhm.
That little ugh. Mm, 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 mm,
Well,
mm.
if Yerky was looking to do something, boy, I have a role for you, honey. You would be great as the Joker in any like
Oh,
Batman production. I'm telling you, he would kill the Joker.
you know that meme with Tammy and she doing that throwing up? She had the glass and she looked like she about to gag. That's me right now with that ugly son of a gun. Oh, he's so. Bleh. Oh,
And the comment says, looks are subjective. He may look like an albino crocodile to everyone else, but he was enough for her. You know what
you
had
know
me? You're
what?
right.
Tammy, this is not where you go get some empathy and some compassion. I'm gonna need you to not do that right now. How you gonna all of a sudden have some empathy? Mm-mm.
Child. Well, I have 2.5 more stories left. Does anybody want to add anything about that ugly boy before we go? Oh no, I think she needed glasses. All right. Well, 2.5 more stories. So we're gonna start off with the next story. If y'all didn't know, Fifth Harmony fans, y'all favorite girl group is planning a reunion. And I'm sharing this link here from TMZ. Oop, wrong link. Sorry. Let me get the right one I want to talk about. My apologies. I'm sharing this link from the Hollywood Reporter that talks about it. And you see where it says Fifth Harmony, mine is Camila Cabello, is in talks to reunite. And this is an exclusive with the Hollywood Reporter. Fifth Harmony are in talks to reunite. Multiple sources familiar with the matter tell the Hollywood Reporter. The reunion would include all of the girl group's members except for Camila, who left on Fifth Harmony at the end of 2016. Forming through the TV singing competition show The X Factor back in 2012, Fifth Harmony original lineup consisted of Cabello, Normani, Allie Brooke, Dinah Jane, and Lauren. I never knew how to say this girl's name. Jarugi. I'm sure I said it wrong, but Lauren. The quintet would go on to become one of the best-selling girl groups of the 2010s, with their album Reflection and 727 both going platinum, according to the IRAA. They nabbed their biggest hit with Work From Home, featuring Ty Dolla $ign, which has 1.5 billion Spotify streams as of this story's publication, while Worth It, featuring Kid Ink, went triple platinum. Fans were shocked in 2016 when Fifth Harmony announced that Cabello was leaving the group, confirming they continue as a foursome instead. As part of the split, Cabello relinquished her rights to the Fifth Harmony name. They re-signed with Epic Records after the departure and released the eponymous Fifth Harmony in 2017. By 2018, the group announced an indefinite hiatus so the members could focus on solo careers. Fifth Harmony is no longer on Epic's roster. As solo artist, Cabello has enjoyed the most successful career with massive global hits like Havana featuring Young Thug and Senorita featuring Shawn Mendes. Brooke, Jane, Lauren, and Normani have all released various singles and EPs as well, with Normani nabbing hits like Motivation and Love Lies with Khalid. Uh, as Normani dropped her debut album Dopamine last year, Fifth Harmony fans had speculated a reunion as all four of her former group mates had publicly shown their support for the new record, though Rolling Stone poured cold water on these rumors at the time. The new Fifth Harmony big plans for 2026, which will mark the 10-year anniversary of 727 and Work From Home. Per Per insiders, the group is working on a documentary to chronicle their return to the stage, which would capture footage on a yet to be announced tour. It's unclear who is managing the group, but Will Bracey, who is married to Fifth Harmony member Allie Brooke, serves as chief operating officer of the Justin Bieber family office, is said to be leading the charge. And he declined to comment. The Hollywood Reporter was unable to reach representatives for Nomani, Jane, and Lauren for comment. So yeah, y'all heard that right. So they're planning a documentary. Oh, oh wow! That should make all three fans happy. But see, I find it, and that's why I said 2.5 stories, because this half story that I wanted to share with you about who they mentioned at the end of this article, Allie Brooke, who she just married her husband, who happens to be the group's manager. Now, the reason I'm side eyeing this, and I just shared this link from TMZ. So you see where it says Fifth Harmony's Allie Brooke has found her perfect balance because she's officially tied the knot with Will Bracey. The duo made it official in a dreamy sunset ceremony officiated by none other than Bieber's pastor, Judah Smith, at LA's iconic Hotel Bel Air on Sunday. And they say all the pictures are absolutely stunning. So, yeah, this is really another. That's why I say it's only a half of a story, because I interesting that
You married to the group's manager? Come on now. That's the biggest red flag, baby. Ooh.
The biggest red flag, and this is who married them, is because I already think that's a cult.
Yep, that's another flag. This doesn't bode well for being a girl group when you're married to one of them. Obviously, you're going to be biased.
So I guess we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yes, we will. Just wait for the fallout.
Yep. Well, and our last story of the day. So y'all probably remember we talked about DMX's ex-wife, Tashira, how she lost the legal battle with DMX's catalog and stuff.
Right.
Now there's actually an auction selling his stuff. That's apparently the family are saying, his estate is saying that this is unauthorized.
Ooh.
So this is getting messy. So I'm sharing this link from All Hip Hop, and you see where it says DMX estate threatens legal action over auction of priceless memorabilia. So DMX memorabilia tied to his early career and unreleased recordings is at the center of a brewing legal fight as his estate pushes back at a high-profile auction they say was never approved. Gotta Have Rock and Roll, an online auction house, is offering more than 30 items connected to the late hip-hop icon, including handwritten lyrics, vintage performance footage, and unreleased music from 1992 to 1994. Some of the rarest pieces, cassette tapes featuring freestyles and diss tracks, are expected to sell over $10,000 a piece, with a total auction projected to bring in between $20,000 and $40,000. But DMX's estate says the sale is unauthorized and potentially illegal. We were surprised and disappointed to learn of this auction, which is not authorized and was not cleared by the estate of Earl DMX Simmons, the estate told TMZ. The estate holds rights in the recordings and written materials being offered for sale, including significant intellectual property rights, all of which we will fiercely protect. They added, "We consider this a violation of the estate's rights and will be pursuing appropriate action." The auction includes a poster from 1994 show where DMX opened for Wu-Tang Clan, a music video for an unreleased track, and handwritten lyrics from his 1993 debut single Born Loser. Gotta Have Rock and Roll president Dylan Kozinski told TMZ the items originated from one of DMX's early close associates in the music industry, not a relative. DMX's ex-wife Tashira Simmons slammed the auction, saying the seller has no known connection to the family. "The seller is not a family member to our knowledge," she told the outlet. "The auction is disheartening and insensitive, as these precious items should go to Earl's children. These are Earl's memories. His children should benefit, not outsiders." Last month, Simmons lost her legal bid for half his music rights after a judge ruled she had no ownership over his intellectual property. DMX died in 2021 at the age of 50, leaving behind 15 children and his fiancee Desiree Lindstrom. Oh, child. The estate is currently managed by his family and representatives, who are also responsible for settling his debts. The auction is currently live on Gotta Have Rock and Roll's website and is expected to close later this week. This is really sad, honey.
Who is this? I was thinking it was a family member, but who has all this stuff?
That's a good question. And Tashira, she's saying that she said flat out it was not a family member. Like, it's no known to the, or if it is a family member, they being two-faced,
They think
maybe.
someone else name be on it or something. God, yeah, this is weird. Like who would own that?
Yep.
Especially the unreleased music. I could see the personal items maybe, the cassette tape.
Well, it could have been at a studio. Some producer could have had it.
Yeah, yeah. And
Oh,
then
y'all
maybe
making some good point. They said maybe someone stored these, or someone or some company. Hmm.
yeah,
Hmm.
which is
Yeah,
technically
because you
belongs
know.
to the estate. I mean, they're right about that. Go ahead, Moon.
Oh, no, no, no. I was just gonna say, like, um, different producers who did tracks and maybe they didn't pay for them or didn't want to do it. It got left with them, and people like to take advantage of situations to get their little money
Yeah, yeah,
when they can.
They have a warehouse here that stores all the musicians' equipment where guitars are such are stored and insured. Oh, wow. So yeah, it looks like that may be possible. What happened? I still think some of the family was doing some shady shit, and they just had like this streak of bad luck. She already lost like the previous legal battle that she was trying to fight on behalf of his intellectual property. So and I feel like they this is not going to be the end of it. They're going to put these people through the ringer because they have been for the longest.
yeah.
They
You
don't store it in their
ain't
personal
never,
homes.
that little money they gonna make ain't gonna be enough. They're gonna spend all of if they sell it, they're gonna spend all of that fighting about it.
Hmm.
Might as well turn it over.
Yes, I only learned this from the L.A. fires. Oh wow, okay. Well, y'all, that was all the tea that I had for us today. So before we head out, and before I wish y'all a good weekend, did any of you have any tea that you want to share, or any tea I might have missed? Happy says, wait, 15 kids? Yes, girl, that man had 15 kids, and they probably would have had five more if he was still alive.
Right? It'd be 20 by now.
Happy said, damn.
Yeah, I mean, he had a lot with that first wife, so
Yep.
unfortunately. And I think they include his goddaughter too, the one
Who? What?
girl.
Paige Heard. Well,
I
that's another
think
somebody
so.
who can't really act.
Oop, I didn't know she was trying to act. Oh,
Yeah, girl, she's still on. Because remember they met in that movie. What was it? Was it Cradle to the Grave or something like that? So they met on the set of that, and she became his her god. He became her godfather. For
mm,
pretty much for the up until his dying day, and she was like really distraught. She shared a really really kind post about him when he passed away. I watch all the power shows, the ones that y'all refuse to watch, but she was in Ghost Book 2.
Mhm.
And whoo,
oh, she
honey,
was.
that girl can't act worth a damn, honey.
Oh, damn. It's that bad? Mm, that's unfortunate.
Well, y'all, thank you all for coming out and taking out time out of your busy schedule to come and sip tea with me. We will be back on Monday, June 2nd, where we will start doing our Pride segments at the beginning of the show. So again, if you
Ow.
are a queer creator, please reach out to me at auntie@auntiederek.com with a short bio of whatever it is you do, a book, a podcast, a movie. Did you just get a promotion at your job and are you the first gay person in that position? Whatever. Let us know. We want to celebrate LGBTQ people in the month of June here at Auntie Derek's Daytime Tea. So again, hit us
Yeah.
up at auntie@auntiederek.com. So and in the meantime, you all have a fabulous weekend.
You too, Auntie. I'm so glad I made it today for everything. It was wonderful. I love hanging out with y'all.
Good to see you.
Likewise.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Oh, well, she left. I was gonna show her like we can still talk after the.
Well, we told her, so it's all good.
All right. Well, let me I'm about to get over here and watch my stories and make the last 20 minutes of my stories and make my graphic for today's episode.
All right, honey. See you tonight.
I see you tonight. Bye, y'all.